you very much, Tegon, and we are dropping in hot to Champion Select here as we have ADs versus supports. Normally, they are teamed up to take on the world together, and now they are ready to annihilate one another. And I'm looking forward to seeing who is going to be the best, because I have a feeling that Team AD carry is going to be pretty good. Or Team Bot, if we were going to go with the normal nomenclature for now.
Yeah, I like how they still ban Killen's Alistair. You know, they just still have that respect for
Honestly, yeah, I would respect it.
We do see how the roles have panned out. Ghost playing AD carry, to no one's surprise at all.
And Carrier, who basically spams only mid lane in solo queue, is playing mid.
Aw, Malphite got banned. What a surprise. Oh my god, I was hoping to see it.
Delight would have loved that. It's just, you know, it's just Alistair, but with less buttons.
So Kellen's Alistair gets target banned. This means Ghost gets to play Yunara. Perhaps Team Bottom thinks, you know, he's an older AD carry. Maybe he doesn't know this new champ just yet. He's been playing support recently.
Or maybe Diablo is just not worried. That could also be an option.
Maybe it's going to be Yunara versus Zeri. That would be fun.
That would be.
Vi worked pretty well in the last game on red side.
Yep. And, you know, Smash and Scout are both 5-letter names starting with S, so you can understand why they would both be able to do it pretty well.
Yeah, there is definitely some reasoning behind your statement there.
Thank you. Went for it. As huge smile for Teddy. He's having a good time already. And let's see what Smash is going to be locking away here, as they might actually be choosing something for him. It's going to be Lucian. I mean, where that's going is a big question mark.
Yeah, I mean, with how much Teddy was laughing.
Yes.
Does make me think that maybe all is not what it seems.
Delight is just all business, man. He's just, I'm picking Lee Sin. It's like, you know, it's like the early days of solo queue. I'm just going to carry myself there.
You got to remember, this is a rematch from last time where Team Bot won. And Team Support, their goal is just to win a match.
Yeah.
Right? So that they are serious. They are locked in. And you look at their picks. They are picking very serious picks so far.
I thought perhaps they were going to go for Lulu instead, but ultimately going for the Nico, and it's just going to be Lucian Nami in the bottom lane.
The Ruler Nami?
Wow, that's crazy. I feel like Ruler's skill expression might not be fully... Okay, Lucian Braum.
Even more skill expression.
Oh, wait, no, old version.
I actually think Braum's really strong on the new patch as well with the
Bandle pipes.
Yep.
Everything comes down to the Bandle pipes.
They will be going for the Lucian Nami instead.
A lot of questions in chat that I can see. Where is Gumayushi? He was available to be picked. He just wasn't, as Ruler just chose different players. So they had the option of picking anyone. And
he picked Smash.
There are more than 5 AD carries in the league. And so that is what happened.
Yeah, he picked Smash in that position. We showed earlier. If you guys go back in the VOD, you can check the pick order.
Yep.
Akali is banned away from Keria here, which I did not expect to see.
Yeah, something...
Azir is available for Teddy if he wants to play that.
We'll see whether that is going to be a decision. At least it's like an auto-attack based mage, you know? Somewhat understandable. Aurora going to be taken away here.
Akali is really strong
in the bottom lane.
With the Gunblade back.
Hey, it's true. Man, I'm so happy the Gunblade's back. It's my favorite thing about this season.
I'm not. It's not fun to play into. It's brutal. I've seen a lot of Katarina abusing it, and it's just painful.
Oh, man. I liked Katarina with it, but I think that Akali was the OG. You know, she's just so good with that item, or at least was back in the day. Still is. All right, Orianna going to be taken away here. One final ban for the supports.
We're looking for solo lanes. LeBlanc is taken away. So now as Team Bottom, you get to choose which one you want to counterpick. Do you want to give it to Teddy, or do you want to give it to Pays?
I imagine...
I really just have no idea. I think that's probably the safest bet.
All right, it's going to be Syndra instead. So Teddy actually playing a real mid laner.
And also, you know, Teddy, he's been around a while. Syndra was played bot lane way back in the day.
He did play some awesome dude stuff. You're exactly right.
So...
wasn't necessarily like the tippy top of awesome dude players.
Yeah.
Since they have the winning Nico lane with a Lee Sin that can impact it early, picking Sion does make a lot of sense for how the team fights can look later. It does mean they're blinding Sion in patch 26.1, which gives Pays the opportunity to try to hard counter it and play through top lane.
There is also the fact that Sion did used to be a support. Shout out to MVP Max getting the quadra kill on support Sion.
You know, I could see Pays just picking something range top. like Vayne or Kale.
Oh, that's kind of what I'm feeling here
and
as
just
well.
hard scaling. I could totally see him doing that.
He could also just play Camille, because Camille Vi's
Top.
pretty crazy, and
Ew.
Yeah, he could do the revolting, the shy tech, and just be really annoying, as Keria is just going to lock Zoe.
so
You know, I imagine Kerry has probably played a lot of Zoe's.
Yeah.
Yes.
are we thinking melee counter, Fiora, Camille?
Okay.
All right, well,
That's a different option. So, guys, now that we're on the new patch, killing turrets is really powerful. Is Fiora more viable, or is she still not good?
okay, here's my take. She does the same thing really well. Like, the parts that she does really well, she does even better. The side laning, she still can't team fight.
Yeah, no, of course not. But
Also, I think she's
are you
very-
allowed to just not team fight?
I think she's very terrible with following up specifically on Syndra if I engage. The Lucian is going to have to do the heavy lifting there. I think you're just going to have to avoid team fighting entirely and just say Sion is not a champion. If you play through the Fiora gets ahead and the Fiora gets her quest unlocked so she can get more experience a little bit faster, and she starts getting several levels up on this Sion, then it's going to take a few resources to kill her and to lock her down. So there's a real world where FaZe just gets out of control in this game if they play through him, and then the Fiora team fighting issue isn't a thing because she just kills the enemy Nexus, but I am not sure about this pick.
Side laning is a lot more threatening than it was, right? You know, it's obviously been underwhelming for a while. The rest of the team functions well as a 4 in terms of being able to find picks. You don't have to commit to a full fight, just look for those quick picks, especially since there's a lot of squishy targets. But also, if you are joining a team fight, if you join late with TP, with the extra shield, you can be a valuable cleanup pick for those team fights.
Could be pretty cool. Let's get into it.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right, we got some screams in the crowd here today, representing both of our teams.
Was Teddy one of the players to actually play Syndra bottom lane fairly recently when it was kind of meta for a little while? I kind of feel like he did. I almost had, maybe it's a false memory I've created for myself, but I feel like I may have even commentated him playing.
You can just believe the false memory. Well, I'll allow it.
Yeah, actually, maybe that's the better way of doing it. Just don't look it up, and we'll just say that.
Okay.
If you look it up, you could be wrong. But if we just live in this fantasy,
yeah, we should just reinvent history. That's what we should do. That's because it's way more interesting that way. Okay, Kellen looking for a little bit of an option here, but doesn't quite find too much of anything. See, he throws out the Q.
This is the most interesting lane because this is, you know, even though we have two
roles that we have in the game.
Yes, this is our home lane, so there's a lot more pride at stake here.
Well, so far, Ruler has been taking a fair bit of damage. Ghost is looking relatively comfortable as an 80 carry, which is crazy, right?
I also think that beyond the fact that this is support versus bottom, this is a meta lane that we will see probably on day one of the LCK Cup. Is Lucian Nami versus Yunara Nico. Or maybe it'll be Lucian Braum, but Braum could be banned. I definitely think this is something we will be seeing in real competitive games.
I would expect so as well. And right now, I'm feeling like the Yunara side of it is looking pretty strong, but it is very early days.
Yeah,
and
the Lucian army need a couple of levels before they can really trade back in return.
Are we going to see another level 3 game is over? That's what I'm asking in my head right now.
Don't think it's going to be as bad as last game. I don't think it can be that severe.
That might be...
It's already looking better. Like, it's, you know, there's no death at level 1. Whereas Keria, looks like we have definitely a closer game on our hands here.
Well, Life doesn't quite find the Q. Repose does get a slow there as well, as FaZe is doing very, very well. Flashes, gets the flash out, doesn't have another lunge, and Life will be able to make it to relative safety. I say relative because he is also without his flash against a Fiora.
He was pretty unlucky with the weak spot there on the right side, and pays flash to look for the final one there.
Oh, Slurkle not going to land. That wasn't a Slurkle. That's fine. There's the Slurkle. And Ruler does get slowed down momentarily. Scatter the Weak doesn't do anything at all, and Teddy is solo killed! Keria finds it! First blood for the mid laner. That is a support, and is just mid for the moment.
Some good pressure, getting that early kill on the Zoe. That is one of those picks where if you can snowball, you will take over the game. So Teddy going down without even using the flash as well. I think by the time he realized it was too late.
Very good start here for team support, as Ruler is also going to be taking a lot of damage. Another proc of that Q, and it would have been a dead fish. As Delight is going to look for it. There is a ward that he walked over as he safeguards to the next one, but doesn't quite see the Nami.
Ooh, I thought he was definitely going to go for the Q under the minion there and try to look for it, but I don't think he can quite see him.
Oh, he's just out of vision. Never mind. I think he's actually out. He is.
He gets away. Okay, that's stemming the bleeding, so to speak, here for Diablo and Ruler in this one. And it is certainly going to be a lot of value. Damaged onto this turret is going to stack up the first plate. They go down so quickly as here we go, follow up on top lane.
Flashless Scion as the Vault Breaker going to come on forward, and yeah, nothing Life can really do about that one. He's just going to try and clear up the minions as the zombie form. So let's have a look at this replay in mid lane as just sidestepping everything. Flashes over the top and doesn't even get hit by the Scout of the Week.
Carrier did say he had a really good vibe that he was going to win the whole thing today, earlier.
Damn. Well,
and so far,
he's looking good.
Yeah.
Also, Teddy doing not necessarily all things right in that little exchange, but being played very well there by Carrier, as we can see.
Oh, no.
As flash out of the way there from Teddy this time around, not messing around with this one. Almost caught out by the classic Nico angle.
And that's not going to feel nice, especially already you're down in the lane matchup. You now lost your flash as well, which Carrier is going to be able to pick up. And Carrier approaching 6 as well.
Yeah, Teddy is going to take a little bit of a nap here, but not too worried about it.
Carrier doesn't have 6 yet, so can't really get in there and get him that full distance. But this bottom lane, bit of a recovery here for Diablo and Ruler.
Yep. And they have a bit of added sustain in this lane as well as another sleep comes down. Delight does find the Q, but not looking for a dive just yet.
I mean, Ruler and Diablo are pretty far up here. Smash may have to cover, but there's a big roam coming down.
Delight going to come in, pushes Smash away from his Gromp camp. And Delight might just be able to kill him. Does push him back there with the Vault Breaker. Nicely done. Paddlestar comes in, though, as now Diablo is very close to dead. Going to be able to make it underneath this turret, but looking a little worse for wears. Team support really keeping up this pressure, even if they are behind in gold, at least for the moment.
Delight.
As Carrier looking for that angle once again. Bubble connects onto Diablo. The flash out from Ruler, and Diablo is very, very dead. Ruler might be following as Carrier looks for the angle. Oh, there it is!
This
gorgeously
is a
played.
Sick exchange here for team support. They had a bottom lane that was pushed up. They had the faster roam as Teddy got pushed out, and they get the collapse through. But more impressive, of course, is how mechanically they played those final moments to secure the kills.
This is some redemption for team support,
yeah,
you know,
man.
a team who honestly was not really looked on favorably, especially after last year, but landing so much here. Carrier with a great bubble, catching down the Diablo, and then the follow-up from Delight.
Double slow with the E. Kellen gets the flash here and takes him out with the binding. This is just clean mechanics across team support here.
He's like, stop. Just wait a second. Basically saying, yeah, why are they so good, guys? That's what Ruler was saying. Catching them off guard as well. So you're gonna have to really lock in. You can see that top of your screen, there is no difference as far as gold is concerned. Last hitting minions is something support players aren't necessarily as good at, as we can see here. And so that is keeping team bot lane in it because
It's
all
so
of them
funny.
are very good at red dots.
It's so funny that like every lane is down in farm, apart from 80 carry where they had that big advantage and are still just about even.
And they have an 80 carry.
Yeah.
I mean, in Carrier's defense, he spent a lot of the time out of the lane, killing the bad guys down there. Not quite as much as 20 CS should it reflect, but at the end of the day, gold lead here still for Team Bot because CS is important.
It certainly is. Ruler taking a little bit of damage from that Blooming Burst, though, is now Kellen. Might be able to find some sort of angle. Tangled Barbs still held on to for now, though. As Teddy and Carrier still fighting this one out. That was very cute from Kellen. Nice movement. But still not going to be able to fight the two of them by himself. Ghost is now rotating over. Great Slurkle as there is a flash out, but a great Pop Blossom here from Kellen. Ruler down to 100 as the flash over from Ghost. He's getting trolled by the vision, but should still be able to find the kill, and there it is. Diablo now finding himself alone, and Ruler, I imagine, is having some more choice words.
That level 6 level up from Kellen there really coming in clutch.
I mean, Kellen
is
is
able to find it.
Kellen is the player on this roster who you know, compared to everyone basically who, I mean, like, look, when you compare him to Delight, when you compare him to Carrier, and hold up, we're going to, speaking of Delight, have this little exchange here.
Yeah, Smash is feeling pretty good in this moment, as we can see, as Ghost finds Diablo trying to dash out of the way. The Arc of Ruin not quite finding enough damage as Diablo is so close to dead. That is Smash going down, though. Teddy finds a Scat of the Week, and there's Force of Will to take down the Lee Sin. The bot lane is getting some money back, as we can see here, is now Ruler going to have to rotate over. The bubble not going to land. And Teddy will be able to make his way out to safety. I do need to be careful. There are a couple of different bubbles. That's a great double stun onto Kellen and the other Kellen. But it's not going to be enough to grab a kill just yet. Let's see. Does find another orb. And yeah, the Unleashed Power will come in, and Teddy's able to lock down yet another one. 2-1-0 now on this Syndra. Teddy looks like he's warming up.
Yeah, and with all the farm advantage he has a pretty significant lead over his counterpart in Carrier now in this game. So Team Bot really, it looks rough at the start, but hanging on in a big way.
Yeah, Ruler looking for the gank, and just throws a bubble at Carrier. Doesn't quite find it. So we've got, it's Aqua Prison, so it's not actually a bubble. So maybe we actually have to say Aqua Prison.
It
because
looks
the
like
Sleepy
a bubble,
Trouble bubble is a bubble.
but it's like actually just a sphere of water, right?
Yeah. I feel like Aqua Prison is more bubbly. Like when they go up, they look like they're really
Well, the thing is,
bubble.
with this skin, Carrie has the beach ball, so we can call it the beach ball.
Let's just go with Beach Ball. That sounds way better. Bubble
smart.
and Beach Ball.
Ox has all the answers.
Thanks, Ox. That's why we pay him the big bucks.
Yeah.
All right, Ruler and Diablo continuing to push things forward. This game is way closer, though, and it really does feel like Support are in the lead, but they're not.
Yeah, it's that farm holding them back. But yeah, Teddy really having a resurgence there. And now this Syndra, I mean, there's a lot of squishy targets outside of the Sion who can just get popped. And I think Team Bot can really play around picks with their 4-man if they start to get some momentum.
And Pays and Teddy got to be leading in role quests right now as well, so that's going to be a big factor coming up very soon as Ruler is under fire.
Yeah, flash forward there, does find the double Pop Blossom, but it's a great bubble to come on through as Ruler gets the tidal wave, and down goes the Nico. Goes trying to solo this one out as Diablo does have the barrier and puts him down. Double for the young 80 carry in the bottom lane.
And just a step too far from the supports. Trying to find this angle, Kellen ends up getting turned around on, blown up, and the damage just isn't quite there from Ghost. Doesn't have the follow-through to take out the Lucian. And a great answer back, and now Team Bot, 2,000 gold lead almost. The game's in their hands.
It's kind of ballooned.
It's really huge, the swing we've seen in this game. Watching this play happen once again, you could see Kellen is the one who starts it off here, has the flash Pop Blossom, but instantly the Aqua Prison from Ruler puts him out of position. He's taken out to 2v1 here. Diablo has the heal summoner and the barrier, so despite the ultimate there from Ghost, it just isn't enough.
서폿이 2대2 어떻게 할 건데? 안 되잖아.
How come Support play 2v2? As, all right, there's a great kickback from Delight. Pretty cute play, and actually does find Smash, but the Ball Breaker interrupt is even better. The mechanics in this game are absolutely obscene. As the flash out of the way here is Teddy looking for an angle. He's in a pretty unfortunate position as Ghost and Diablo are fighting once again. There's a double tap. Another auto is going to do it. Meanwhile, here towards the top side, it's Life getting thrown around like a rag doll. Scat of the Week is going to connect, and Pays is in the top lane.
He knows his role.
Teddy gets his role quest completed. Pays is about to here with this Fiora in the top side, just crushing these plates here. Once he gets it, his experience is going to start to explode. He's just got it right now off of that plate, so both he and Teddy
I want to
actually
see
have
level
the
20 Fiora. I really do. That sounds revolting.
Oh, man, I feel like Team Support will have had such a high for like the first portion of this game.
Look at Smash reminding everyone that Sundered Sky is still good on this patch. Goes incredibly low, ends up going, look at this damage.
This Bolt Breaker, though, is so sick. Look at Delight. Lands the Q, but then Smash turns it around.
And Ruler cleans up the kill as well.
Then Smash goes back in.
Yeah, some missed skills there onto Teddy. Some nice sidesteps.
Oh, Smash really went for it onto Kellen. It didn't matter that he missed, but it would have been really cool if that had landed.
Yeah, this Scion isn't going to patch the hole here, nor is it going to patch the top side.
안 되잖아 그냥. 교전 안 된다고.
Smash just having a great time.
Smash showcasing his personality on full display here.
뭐 교전 돼? 안 된다니까.
They just can't win fights. And a lot of other things is what he said. That's the most vocal I've ever seen.
They don't
Smash
have the
ever.
skills to win skirmishes.
Well, they have the skills to kill Ruler, perhaps, although he does put down a bubble to stop Kellen from finding too much. Tidecall's Blessing holds him in position as the culling will be cancelled here by Diablo. Now he's looking to try and kill Kellen. He'll do just that as the Arc of Ruin from Ghost. He's able to answer one, but it's still a double for Diablo. 5, 1, and 0 on the Lucian. Delight getting a cute little kick back there as Teddy taking a lot of damage. The bubble not going to connect, though. And Delight is going to get taken out. Carrier does find the answering kill, though. And Smash looking for an angle towards Life, who is pretty tanky. I am saying bubbles all over the place, so we're just going to have to accept that Atlas will say bubble for all of the bubbles.
That's fine. I mean, I think
I'm okay with
people can use their eyes to distinguish, you know? All role quests are completed for Team Bottom. All 5.
Yeah, support are missing a few, but they do at least have support in bot lane. So there that is.
I think one thing as well with the Lucian army is the Essence Reaver change with the Sheen being on it just makes the one item so strong again, which you haven't seen for a while here.
This angle for Delight is phenomenal, but unfortunately, Carrier does not have enough damage. Is unable to hit that last part on the Teddy, so has to go super deep to double flash to take him out. And it's just not a trade up the way that team support wanted it to be.
Oh, Kellen.
The long flank.
Yeah. Is this going to be enough? They don't actually know where he is yet, but they will now find him. So this is going to be a tough one for Paze to get out of the way of. He does have Flash right now, uses it, and he's fine.
I want everyone to look at the experience lead for Paze in this game with his role quest only completed for just a moment, right? He's already a full level up. Obviously, he's playing Fiora and 15 CS up onto Life on the Scion, but you could see just how quickly that could start to stack up in terms of advantages.
He does need to stay in the top lane in very specific parts of the top lane.
Yes, as has been noted on Twitter recently. Very specific places.
Oh, Diablo and Ghost fighting it out once again. Delight comes on over, does land the Q as the tidal wave doesn't do too much. Flash out of the way there as Diablo is trying to avoid everyone and fails to do so as they're closing in from every angle. Ruler gonna go down as well as the bottom laner just put down. Beautifully played there by the supports as Teddy gonna do some split pushing of his own.
They really just don't like farming, this support team, but they do like ganking, you know, and it's a general vibe of the support, right? Roaming, ganking, finding kills, but it does mean even with that,
teleport out.
Being picked up, they're still significantly down in gold.
Teddy TP is mid, and they can turn this into a potential Herald take here since Smash is there on the top side. I don't think Empowered Recall is going to be enough to get him out of there, so this is the safer call, and they can turn it into mid control where they've already gotten a ton of damage done to turrets. Fiora took the top outer, bottom outer is taken by Teddy, and this mid outer is so low that you can take turrets so quickly on this patch right now. Is poor Diablo is like, man, I think I can find my way out of this. There's just no way out.
Yeah, they just keep turning up
from every direction.
Yeah, and there's another fight happening here in this mid lane as the turret goes down, but so does Teddy. Answer is there, though, towards the bottom side. Is now Paze fighting it out once again. Has managed to find a couple of the weak spots with the Grand Challenge, but that last one's going to be difficult to find. Riposte comes in, but Delight times it beautifully. And still, Smash is going to get a lot of damage done, and that is a 1-for-1 in the end. Life is really coming online, though, as we can see. Has finished that quest and is continuing to push.
That was so slick from Delight. He baited the riposte with the W, the safeguard, and then saved the Q till afterwards. And then he died because he had no cooldowns left, but it looked really cool.
That's a cut the video moment, you know?
I think this ends up being a pretty, you know, for team support as behind as they are, kind of the best case scenario, but I don't know if it's really anywhere near enough.
All right, let's see, Kellen. A bit of supportal combat here. We wanted to see this. And that is going to be a pop loss and coming on through. The tidal wave is going to answer. Arc of Ruin from Ghost, but he's not going to go too far forward. Knows that Diablo always wants to fight. And he would prefer not to opt into that one because it hasn't been going super well.
Paze is continuing to really showcase the identity of Fiora in this game at the same time. This is back to Delight's timing, not what you guys were talking about. The Q here.
Yeah,
and waits and kills.
Safeguards to the ward and baits it. Really just slick, but then he's like, oh, I'm dead.
Still, he got what he was coming for there, at least.
Don't know what he quite said, but I'm sure it was along the lines of, I played pretty well, but then I died. As Bubble going to connect, and Paze will be able to use that riposte. That'll help him out here as Delight looks for the angle, gets the kickback, finds the Q. As Carrier, he's just portal jumping around, and Paze is just going to die. Nicely played, catching this Fiora over and over again in the side lane. Try and stop that split push threat.
Yeah, they're going to try to commit Herald here, though, into the mid lane. And so, you know, it's one step forward, almost 2 steps back. Speaking of 2 steps back.
Scout of the week. And he did not need the ulti there. Why is Teddy so large?
He is quite big on 2 items here.
Double knockups there from Ruler. Does have to flash away because he's Nami in point-blank range after that Herald does come on down. And there is the Scion. Ruler is really dead. Let's see whether Diablo's going to be in a better state as, yes, everyone closes in and Diablo's dead.
I do love it. Just see champion, kill champion.
Yeah, all of the support, like everyone's supporting each other though, so I feel like it's all of them or like one of them.
Their whole thing is like we engage and we kill the champions. That's our job. So they just keep seeing them and they all engage.
Yeah.
They're all roaming all the time.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, Smash is actually doing a fair bit of damage. Steals away the dragon as well. Pays is going to make his way in. The team fighting Fiora. Pretty good at cleaning up, as we can see here. Arc of Ruin, and down goes Teddy in that top lane. And we have an Ocean Soul this game. That's pretty cool. And this one is way closer than what we saw in our last game between jungle and mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things would have been way closer than last game.
Look, yeah, I mean, we only have these 2 games in 2026 to go by, okay?
If you add up the kills for both of these teams, it's less than what Team Mid got in the entirety of the
yeah,
game.
True. All right, Smash has now found Ghost, who's a little bit out of mana, but doesn't really need it too much. As now Pays here towards his bottom side. Doesn't want to really deal with tanking this turret a whole lot, but oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's going to kill the whole thing.
He will. Unless Kellen can do something about it.
I don't think Kellen can do anything about it.
Yeah.
Watch him.
He will watch, and then he might die. We're going to look at Ruler taking on a top laner here as well. Supports
defensive TP, also from Teddy. They cannot kill this Fiora.
Can they kill the Scion? That is the other question, as Ward's going down all over the place. He's ulting a different direction, as Teddy avoids the beach ball. My God, what is this damage, Teddy? It's ridiculous. It's okay. Pays looking for that angle and doesn't quite find it. Ghost with a great little flash, get himself out of the way and had that barrier for the extra safety. The Yunara starting to get scary.
Team Bot is just out macroing around the map, though. I mean, this, like you said, getting scary, but they keep trying to hard force these fights, and yes, the Scion was able to ult away, but Diablo's like, cool, I'll take a turret. And there's just not that many turrets left here for team support. 6-1 in this game is a majority of that 4,000 gold lead.
It's just so funny that normally support is seen as like the thinker's role, you know? And then bot are the ones who are doing the macro, and support is just like, we see champion, we kill champion this whole game.
Yeah, it is quite subverting my expectations, let's say.
It's really fun. I was expecting this to be a bit more one-sided. However, Teddy is making it not necessarily be true, as he's doing so much damage. Pop Blossom is going to connect onto only one, but it does get a lot of summoners out and spells. As Ruler is just dead. Fish food, absolutely. He's not having a great time on the Nami today. Some low health bars here for the bot laners, and support members doing quite a good job as Pays defending this turret. If you get an optimistic thought.
If you get even just 1 kill as team support, it turns into a 5v3 because Pays can't fight. So they get that pick and they're like, all right, well, that's a turret. We'll siege this up. And who cares about macro? Who cares about side lanes? We get a kill, that gives you gold. We got the turret, that gives you gold. We're only 3,000 behind now. Made a dent.
I feel like both mid laners are just doing obscene damage.
Yeah, it's ludicrous.
I mean, they both have tier 3 boots. It used to be only one gets that with a feat of strength, but now you both get it. They both have Shadow Flame and Luden's Echo, so there's a lot of burst in that with these two guys mid lanes.
That is what we're seeing. As Diablo and Ghost, possibly for another 1v1. However, Ruler's going to show up. Kerry going to do the same thing. Slurkle goes a little bit wide. And the whole gang is here, as the bot laners should know. If there is one support player showing, the rest of them are there. Apart from Life, he's not. As Beach Bolt does fly on over. Pays, look at that angle once again.
He's Pays' plaything in this game.
He kind of is. Weak spot, he's just standing with his back against the wall. This is the way you play against Fiora, and it's so annoying if you are the Fiora.
Pays is like, well, I guess that's it for now.
Yeah. Doesn't quite get there that time around, as Smash is able to successfully steal away the Grump.
I do think that the gap is closing a little bit in this game because Team Support's comp has a Yunara on 3 items and
a front line.
And a front line, and this Fiora is getting less valuable outside of sides. I mean, she isn't going to be able to fight us. Diablo's in trouble.
Yeah, Arc Ruin comes in. Ghost just needs another couple of autos, but the barrier is going to not be enough to keep Diablo safe. as Life had to use his ultimate to avoid dying to Pace. In a 1v1, this Fiora is going to be... Oh my god! Okay, goodbye! Bye-bye, Diablo!
He just dashed into it. He saw the beach ball coming. Well, it wasn't the beach ball, but he just went in with his head.
Sometimes that's the best way to take a paddle star, you know? As Ruler is not going to get hit by that, but the bubble is going to come on down. Does manage to find the Aqua Prison onto Ghost, but he is still just dead. That's 8 deaths.
I think Team Support has kind of secured the comeback in this one. Like, I think they're in pretty strong control of this game. Now, they still need to deal with this side laning Syndra. That is going to get a big chunk there, but they're not going to be able to threaten the inhibitor. They're going to get this turret.
Paze just finishes Hullbreaker. He's like, guys, I'm done. I'm not going to try and teamfight ever in this game, and we will live in a side lane forever.
I mean, that's the thing to be said, is that in terms of dragging stacking...
Look at the turret plate graphic, by the way.
That's a lot of plates.
Yeah. In terms of the dragon stacking, Support, I mean, both teams are really far away for... Oh. Yeah.
Wait a second.
They've actually got it.
Why does Support have no vision on the map?
They don't.
I feel like that should be what they have all the time.
Support don't know much about wards, you know?
Oh, that's very unfair. Well, that's just Baron at 24 minutes, taken by the bot laners for free.
All right, so...
Okay, here's my pitch, right? Supports are so used to having sight stones that they just... Without them, they just feel lost.
Well, they did just lose the Baron, so I can understand that sentiment quite a lot.
The vision score is not looking great for Team
Why
Support
is Smash
right now.
3 levels ahead of Delight? 3 levels. Well...
Wait, what do you say?
Smash is 3 levels ahead of Delight.
I've seen this, honestly, a decent amount. If one jungler gets a lead,
yeah,
get the extra XP from camps.
He also...
It's crazy.
He was not ganking as much early, although it was in a lot of mid-game skirmishes. He picked up a big farm lead as Smash may just die, though.
Yeah, let's see whether he can keep himself alive. Tidal Wave is decent, but it's Life that tanks it up. Diablo trying to keep himself alive where he can. Culling doesn't do too much, but they still manage to take him down as Ghost gets in there with the double kill.
All right, someone has to deal with this Fiora, though, as Pace is looking for
God.
the inhibitor, and I think he's just going to get it.
He looked at the inhibitor turret, and it then exploded. So did Teddy. As Keria is having a pretty good time on the Zoe. Riposte comes through, gets on top of Ghost here as the flash out of the way, and the launch gets over. Down goes the Yanara, and Keria is also playing with his food. It feels a little bit like the T1 bottom lane are the ones running this game. All right, here we go. Keria versus Paze. This is what we wanted to see. T1 bottom lane battle, but it does not happen.
You know, this is what we were really looking for when it comes to today.
Yeah.
This sort of match. Last game was
By the way, hold on. Look at how this is played. By the way, by Teddy. Look at this. He's like, I got him. Teddy said no. Gives him enough space to flash, and gets the ult. Just takes Kellen out. Smash is like, thank you.
And then Keria just one shot.
Yeah, Teddy has full health.
I missed the Vi. Don't care. Killed the other one.
Outplayed.
Very dead. And that was a stolen flash as well, so he didn't even need to
and
flash.
And then flashes on vision. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's rough. Well, that saves the game a little bit for Team Support, who is still in kind of dire straits here, missing an inhibitor against this Fiora, who's now on the other side of the map trying to make it 2.
And because this game is relatively close,
wait, Kellen, you
don't some level 20
this,
Fiora.
Kellen. You do not want this.
I mean, he's only 6 levels down. Okay, Paze is in a bit of a dangerous scenario.
He has Hullbreaker. I don't know if it will take 2 years to kill him, probably.
The thing is as well, it's so easy for him to avoid Carrier's damage, right, with a riposte. Like, to block the bubble, and then it's hard to land the paddle star.
The rest of the team is already here now.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Kellen is still... He's turned into a minion. He's just chilling.
I like the minion icon as well. All right, Kellen. Let's do it.
He's sheepishly just moving up.
I wish he was like a control ward instead, but this is fine.
Oh, man. I don't know why it's extra cute with the zoom out, but it definitely is.
All right, let's see if we can find the angle.
Oh, no, the pesky minion was spotted in the jungle. The bot laners, they know, and they still know. Look at this flanking minion. The flanking minion's gonna get him. And the Pop Blossom, he was the other one. That was kind of cute. Does find one of them with it as Life comes in with the unstoppable onslaught. But down goes Kellen, unfortunately. The Q doesn't land there from Life either. Team support getting kind of cut down in this fight as the Unleashed Power comes in. Cease and Desist comes in and pays. He's in that front line having such a good time on this Fiora this time around. He will die, but it did look like he was enjoying what he was doing inside the enemy base, tanking up about 15 turrets. As Carrier just gets an orb thrown at him and goes down. That's an ace here for Team Bot, and I think that's just the end of the game. A little bit anticlimactic because I wanted to see a level 20 Fiora, but that's fine as the bot laners are going to be the team to move on.
And for another year, it's bot beating support. And you know what? The start of the game was so hopeful. It looked like team support was going to have it. It looked like they would get their goal of winning a single game. But no, unfortunately, it doesn't happen.
There were so many flashy engages from Keria also as well.
Yeah, Ruler had a rough time.
Look at Teddy and Keria's damage being so comparable here.
Yep.
I felt like that's half of what this game was about. The other half was about FaZe killing the structures. Teddy also sometimes killing the structures.
We need a damage to structures graphic as well.
Maybe that's what's the most important thing about this season is just the damage to the structures. As we're going to see here, top versus mid, and we have Team Bot waiting in the final to see who's going to win in that next match. Very fun stuff, as of course.